Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Darkest Dungeon. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to hang out with me today as we level up our heroes. In between episodes I leveled up Reynold and Dismas. They are now level 5. I also gathered a bit of money and upgraded some of our buildings. They were fairly uninteresting dungeons that I didn't feel were worthy enough to upload. And as you can see, the tavern is all looking nice, got a new sort of window right there. The abbey is also looking pretty nice. There's still some planks on the roof, but not much else to do there. So what will the party we're gonna take today is gonna be a vassal on the 4th place, and I'm going to actually no. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna take Marillac. I'm gonna take Lodges. That synergy right there between those two. I'm gonna take Pythu to heal the bleeds caused by Marillac, and at the front I'm gonna take Pies. So Warren's Buffett. It's pretty interesting finding new names for different parties. The game. Well, these guys don't want this. None of this action right now. So. Let's see the kind of mission that I want. Maybe... Okay, so we already have the Necromancer Lord and the Swine God unlocked. We're gonna take that in the following episodes as we finish up this series, this Let's Play series. And I'm gonna take on this mission. So that's gonna be Marillac, as I said, Lodges over there, Pies at the front, and that's gonna be Pythu over there. Yeah. It's a medium mission, so I'm gonna take 10 torches, I'm gonna take 16 food rations, I'm gonna take 3 shovels, a couple of skeleton keys, and the rest should be fine. So yeah, this part of the game, as you begin to get into levels 4 and 5 of your heroes, this part of the game starts to be a bit grindy. If you don't...
Our land is remote and unneighbored. Every lost resource must be recovered.
Basically, you really need to enjoy the combat, otherwise it's gonna be a chore for you. It really is, and I mean, I really enjoy the combat. I really enjoy the tension that exists by just venturing into the dungeons, because each time your heroes might die. And I think that's very rewarding. I mean, I think that's very rewarding, and that's one of the reasons I enjoy playing this game so much. Is that even though it's grindy, I know it's still early access. I know there's still not a whole lot to do, and it is all about going into the dungeons and dealing with stuff like this. Okay, let's see if we have a battle over here. Hopefully I'll be able to heal her. No battle. So she's gonna take the brunt of 9 hit points of damage, unfortunately. Oh well. Yeah, but as I said, it's grindy. But if you like it, then it's not really a grind. It's just fun. It's just playing the game that you love, that I love. And I hope you do too. So yeah, as I was talking about the bosses that we have unlocked. We'll be unlocking, hopefully this episode will be unlocking... Okay, so we got Crone right there. She can do some serious damage to our party, and this brute giant is also not very good company. Okay, I was considering stunning the battery, but I'm not. I'm gonna try and stack those blights on him and stunning him, because this guy, you haven't seen him do it, but he has an ability that shifts our party around. A double dodge. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I'm gonna try and kill the Crone. Good. So yeah, he has this ability that shifts our party around, and the Pies really isn't very good at attacking from the back, and that's something that we want to avoid. He also has a tree smackdown or something, I don't know. And let's mark him. And And okay, so another stun, critical. Yes, good. Stun right there. Hopefully, Lodges will be able to finish him. No. That's unfortunate. And let's go and try and do the job. No. Yeah, he's not gonna die. Poisonous spores, not really a problem. Although critical isn't the best outcome. Then again, we still deal criticals, plenty of criticals ourselves, so not really much to worry about, and that's it. The second combat in this dungeon, and we are one step closer to finishing this, because I really want to find the medicines as fast as possible, so I can level up the characters. One of the things you can do to level characters up, it's because basically you can take lower level characters into higher level dungeons. They won't like it at all. Basically they'll start with I think like 50, it depends, but you know, they start like 50 stress damage right away if they're very underleveled, and it's a good way to level up new characters. For example, if one of your high level characters die, you want to replace him, but replacing him takes time because you need to level the character up, you know, take care of him and all that sort of stuff. So it takes time in that regard, but you can bring them along and they'll not thank you for it, but in the long run it's a better alternative than to just having lower level characters to level themselves up. So we got our first medicines. Of course, I'm not really planning on having none of these guys die, because that's not something that I really want to go through. Which leveling up a new character might be, yeah, I think that's a part of the game that it's not really that exciting. It's just picking up a new character, a character that you know can be this or that. I don't know, depends on your build, and picking up a new character and hopefully a debuff right there. Good, minus dodge, which is gonna offset some of that. Awesome. These Gnashers, they really dodge a lot. Look at that, 28 dodge. Oh, see what I told you. So I'm gonna critical, great. Just point to them, it's them, and a critical hit right there. Yeah, but as I was saying, it's one of the things of the game that's not really all that exciting. Bearing through the process of leveling up a character that you know can be good, and yeah, it's not really. Maybe something could be done about that. Ooh, cures both of them. Yeah, I forget that that ability does that. That ability basically cures the target, but also cures the caster, which is pretty awesome. I don't have. Nope. It's pretty awesome. I really like the Plague Doctors. I know at when the game first came out in early access, the Plague Doctors weren't really. I really liked them and I used them. Don't get me wrong, I really use them all the time, but from the stuff I read online, I think people didn't like them all that much. I don't know why. They got their stun ability, AoE stun. They got poison. I think it's maybe people don't like the damage over time effect of their poisons and blights.
A victim to the spreading corruption.
And I have to say that
formed with misintent.
And I have to say that I myself don't really like damage over time, but in a game like this, it's not really as bad. It's not really as bad, because basically, imagine this guy, 73 hit points, and okay, I'm gonna mark him. Critical, great. Marillac is really rocking the criticals right about now, but yeah, I'm not gonna pretend that it's gonna last. Or luck never lasts. But yeah, imagine a guy like this, and we're already at turn 2, and by my calculations, you only need like 3 turns or 2 turns maybe to be better off with a damage over time ability than a single damage per second type ability. So, Marilla, come on, will you stop with the criticals? You're making this too uninteresting. It's too uninteresting. Okay, let's stop with that. Heal Pies. She's alright. Eldritch Push, not a problem, just 1 damage. I think that's minus 100% damage from that ability. And that's it. I really would like to see a multiplayer aspect of this game. I think it could be cool online, and I don't know, could be cool if you play as you know, you pick your party. Could be cool because I mean, the game is already pretty well balanced. There's certainly some configurations of enemy parties that are worse than others. That's for sure. But let's try and debuff this guy. Good, minus 20 dodge. That's great. Let's try and stun them. Yeah, but for example, you have if you could have one of those giants and one of the and another one of the howlers. I think they're the undead enemies, the howlers. They are both 2 slot enemies. Come on, Marillac, will you stop? Are you bugged? You might be bugged. I don't know. I don't know. Let's try and stun them again. She doesn't have stun buffs, but this one does. Okay, so let's see. Good. Let's see. Damage over time of 5 is gonna die. There you go. See? Damage over time does its job. And yeah, I really like damage over time. That's probably the reason why I stuck with Pythu, or with Plague Doctors through the first release of the game. Is that I like them. I like that function. I know how to use damage over time.
Victory nonetheless.
It's basically a matter of betting on who's gonna survive the longest, and then you just minimize. I don't know. It's not really rocket science, but I just enjoy. I'm one of those persons that always plays the ranged character, maximum critical hits and that sort of stuff in single player RPGs or single character RPGs. But in party based RPGs like this one, it's not really the same, because you know, you can balance it out. And I'm a fan of synergies. You know, parties that there's 2 ways. Basically, the way it is with this kind of games, there's 2 ways that you can make a party, a good party, anyways. So you can either pick, for example, you need ranged and you need against characters that block, maybe. And you need maybe against mobs and crowd control, that sort of stuff. So you're always really trying to balance those things out, trying to say, okay, so what am I gonna find? Am I gonna need this ability, this kind of ability? I don't know, this kind of characters, and I need a healer. I need maybe a summoner. I don't know. Depends on the kind of game, of course. And we didn't get any hunger check right now, so I'm gonna bring those, and I need more gold, and I need crests. Crests are really not that big of a deal, because most of the crests that you use are for the survivalist, that I don't really use that much. It's just I don't upgrade them. Let's see. Trap 70%, 60%, 55 and 50. Okay. And the other one is for the I don't know, gypsy that sells trinkets, that I haven't upgraded either. And crests aren't really all that necessary for me anyway, for my style of gameplay. But as I was saying, let's not get lost in my thought, as I usually do. As I was saying, basically you need to, there's 2 ways. You either balance your party. So for example, I'll take a character that's good at dealing with crowd control, another character that's ranged, another character that's a healer, and another character that's, I don't know, summoner, or I don't know, or a buffer. Oh, that's gonna be bad. It's gonna be... I don't think I've ever done this in this LP, so you'll see. Clear the obstacle by hand.
Without tools of iron,
See?
you must rely on flesh.
And minus light.
Purpose.
Not good. Not good. Unfortunately, we got
Finding the stuff is only
the short
first test.
straw
Now it must be carried
right
home.
there. Because we got a couple... or an additional... barrier or something. I don't know. Oh, Doctor's Kit is right here. I'm gonna throw away this. Can I throw away this? What? Thank you. Thank
The
you.
way is lit. The path is clear.
Yes, okay. So our mission is complete. I'm just gonna go into the next room and sleep. And yeah, so either you pick a party based on each individual strength of each individual party member,
A moment of respite.
or
Chance to
you
steel oneself against
try to
becoming
synergize. That's what I mean to say. You try to synergize. And if you synergize, I'm really a fan of that sort of attitude, or sort of... Okay, so... let's rest. Where's the rest skill? I don't have the rest skill. I need to use some of my abilities for that. Just use that, use that. Might as well. Can I rest now? Can I rest? Can I? Can I? Can, thank you. So, yeah, the other way...
struck. A blazing star is born.
The other way to make parties is just...
Medicines will
Come on,
prevent
shut
the
up.
outbreak of epidemic at our struggling hamlet.
Yes, it'll help. The medicine will surely help. So the other way is to basically throw caution to the wind.
Our estate was the envy of this land.
Let's go on a long adventure, shall we? I don't know. Let's go, yeah, let's go for one of this. Might as well level them up. So that's gonna be Vastal, I'm gonna bring her, I'm gonna bring Paitu, and I'm gonna bring Marilak. Can he coexist with my other, with this too? I don't think he can. So I'm gonna bring Lodges and Pies. And that's gonna be a 100% room battles objective. I'm gonna bring 8 torches because Vassal is already the Vestal, or is it Vassal? Is she Vassal, or is she the other one? I don't know. So she's already good at dealing with light. Yeah, so I like building parties based on the synergies that exist between different skills and different characters.
And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Surprise right there. Not good. Excuse me. So, gotta stun off and hopefully stun this guy because of his quarrel or whatever his ability, his name is. Okay, so reposition Pythu. And a breakthrough. That might be interesting. Although it really debuffs her to hell. And I don't really like using the breakthrough. I know some people are very strong at it.
As the
That's
fiend
critical.
falls,
Very strong at it. Let me drink just a tiny bit.
a powerful blow.
Much better. Much better.
Confidence surges as the enemy
Drinking
crumbles.
while I am at the computer. I work in IT, so I really need to watch my fluid intake. It's a problem. I'm 27. I've already had kidney problems because of not drinking much, and I'm not. My diet isn't really that bad. I mean, I eat healthy enough,
Press this
in general.
advantage. No quarter.
I guess you could say that over here in Europe, it's easier to drink health or eat healthier than it is maybe in the US, but depends. It's all about it's all a matter of choice. And another room battle, which is good. And it's all a matter of choice. You know, I mean, you can always choose to spend a bit more money on the food you eat, but fortunately, I hate homemade food, and yeah, that tends to be a bit healthier because you just choose better ingredients, try to use less salt, less grease, and basically what happened to me is that one day, after spending like 3 or 4 years without regularly drinking through the day, so I basically was drinking like maybe half a liter each day. I was drinking just half a liter of water, and that's not really good. The recommended amount is at least 1.5 liters. And that meant that one day when I was 25, I think, I went in, ate, I went out and ate one of a special sort of sandwich. That's a meal kind of sandwich made over here in Portugal. And it's a special sandwich. It's basically lots of meat, lots of grease, lots of cheese, and basically all sorts of nasty stuff that really attacks your system. But it's very, very tasty. It's very, very caloric. It's like just one sandwich is like 3,500 calories or kilocalories, and it's really, really aggressive. And yeah, so the next day I kind of got a surprise in terms of pain in my abdomen, and also a reddish tint to my yeah, when I went to the bathroom. And I went to the doctor, and she nonchalantly asked me, "Oh, how long have you had kidney problems?" And I'm like, "Kidney problems? No, I don't have that. I'm 25, come on." But fortunately, I did an echo something. I think it's just an echo. And I had passed whatever was in my kidneys, the stone or whatever. And okay, so let's see if somebody is about to be absolved of their sins. Pythu seems very sinful. Oh no! He's too ashamed of his sinful history. Oh well. Oh well, at least you shared it inside that booth, so nobody heard. So yeah, drinking while you're sitting down is very important, because you forget, you don't sweat, and even though you do consume a lot of calories, I mean, working in IT, programming, that sort of stuff, you really do consume a lot of calories, because your brain is always working at max speed. You know, you're debugging a function, you're prototyping something, depending on what your line of work, and no critical, unfortunately. And your brain really consumes a lot of calories, but that's not enough. The problem is you don't sweat and you don't feel the tiredness. You don't feel it, and good. So that one is dealt with. Not a quarrel to Vastal. She's gonna be fine. Gonna be fine. Yeah, and drinking it's an habit too, because I basically what I started doing was I started having always a bottle of water alongside my computer, and every once in a while basically I went there and drank a bit, and that's it. That helped me. It's good for your metabolism. Drinking water really is like a miracle cure for lots of stuff. But it's good for your metabolism. It's good for your body temperature. If it's hot, you get cooler. If it's cool, if it's chilly outside, I mean, you get warmer with water, and it's pretty good. It's after a while you just sip every once in a while and you're fine. Just like drinking a soda or something. Water is
a trifling victory.
Water is the treasure of the earth. And I'm not saying this like I'm like in a hippie sort of, I don't know, eco-conscious way or anything. I'm not against that that attitude. I'm not anti-eco or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, I'm not a hippie. But yeah, water really, after a while, if you get used to it and if you like it, it can substitute other drinks, sugar added drinks and that sort of stuff. It really can. And I also when I was younger, I did amateur cycling. And by amateur cycling, I mean I really went on road races, because that's road cycling, like, you know, Tour de France, that sort of cycling, those weird horned bicycles. Yeah, that's road bicycles. And I was in a club, in a team, I mean, and actually one of my ex teammates is now winning races in the Tour de France. So I have that to my name at least. I never won anything, unfortunately. But yeah, some people respond better to training than others, and he is really talented. It's Rui Costa, and Rui Costa, that's his name. In Portuguese, you pronounce it a bit differently. But yeah, he's winning lots of stuff, abroad in international race and that sort of stuff. So it's good for him. He's a really nice guy too. But anyway, so I did, and one of the things that I always found is that some of my colleagues, while doing cycling, I mean, you go on trips like 100+ kilometers, and at average speeds of like 35 kilometers an hour, 40, and you're a teenager, sure, but it's always going to be stressful. It's always going to be fast, very fast, and you need to drink. You need to eat as well, and I always found that my colleagues always drank a lot. They drank a whole lot, and I was able to
A singular strike.
to do time trials, for example, without drinking a single drop of water and without any problem whatsoever. I just drank before and I drank after, of course. But yeah, I think I might have a bit more water retention. I don't know. Different people will act. Will have different bodies, of course. And so he's dead. He's dead. So I'm gonna just take the time to heal Pythu, because I might as well. And down he goes. So yeah, I don't know about you guys if you do some sports, but cycling, if you do cycling, good for you, because it's really one of the heaviest, most tiring sports out there. And it's also one of the most fun as well. I mean, it's racing. You're exerting yourself. It's very, very stressful on the body. But it also requires strategy, it requires intelligence for you to know how to deal with your body, how to deal with the whole thing, much like running or much like any sport, sure, but cycling is, it's racing, so it's the pinnacle of racing in sports, I think. It's nothing like running at all. It's nothing like, I mean, I'm forgetting like motor sports. That's also a sport, sure, and esports. That's also racing in there. Okay, that guy passed. That's nice to know. I'm gonna stun them both because I might as well. Good. So yeah, I really love doing it. I was a sprinter by my favorite category. As a sprinter, I did time trials pretty well. I managed to win once a team time trial, and I finished with a team as well. So yeah, sometimes basically what a team time trial is basically you get the whole team. It's like each team is like 5 or 6, 10, depending on 10 members, depending on the race itself, depending on the organization and the rules and all that sort of stuff. We were 6. And one of the teammates was Rui Costa, and we were 6, and we won by like 25 seconds margin on 20 minutes team trial, and I like to think that I contributed something to that win. They might have won without me, but they might have not. So yeah, at least there's something to my name, to my 6-year career in cycling. Yeah, there's something right there to my name. But sprinting really is something else. When you're sprinting, you're basically, it's full strength. There's no brains to sprinting. It's just full strength, full adrenaline. Just awesome. It's just, I really, really loved it. And I knew how to position myself as well. It's just something that some cyclists forget or don't know, or never really taught, which is how to position.
And purpose is made clear.
Which is how to position yourself in the peloton. And yeah, it's very important. It's just it's not all about being fast, being strong. I don't know. It's also about your positioning, your strategy. If you go all out at the beginning, you're never gonna finish first. And yeah, there's lots of particulars to the whole situation. I might talk about it some more in the future. But for now, let's finish this dungeon. So yeah, it's going pretty well. One of the complaints that this game had at the beginning when it first came out is that level 5 dungeons are. This is not a level 5 dungeon; it's level 3. But of course, our party is level 4 and it's fully. And I'm just spamming. I'm just spamming stuns as well. But yeah, one of the complaints is that level 5 dungeons are easy, and I think that the reason for that is that by level 5 you know how to play so well because you just got to level 5. I mean, you learned all the nooks and crannies about the game, or all that is to know about the skills, the enemies, and there's new enemies, sure, but you know, after a couple of missions you already know them. So yeah, you know who's most dangerous, who you need to stun, who you need to debuff, that sort of stuff.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And that's the end of the mission. So yeah, one of the complaints, we're gonna get to see a bit of that. I'm gonna make a couple of episodes. I think I'm gonna make a couple of episodes about level 5. Come on, Pythu. Okay, we're gonna need to camp. There's a fight. Okay. So yeah, I think it's easy. It's not that it's obviously easy, and there's always a possibility that a critical might kill one of your party members, and that's always exhilarating. And it's not punny creatures, criticals like this one. This guy just dealt like 6 and 2 damage for a critical. Come on, you gotta do better than that. I mean, this one is like 14 hit points. Yeah, right. It's not a very powerful character. It can be nasty, this one, because he has his tail lash that stuns our heroes. He's got bleed abilities and blight abilities, I think, and it's not really that nice to deal with, but it could be worse. There's plenty worse in these dungeons. Okay, so I'm gonna need to heal some stress for someone. I'm gonna do that. Look at this, this might as well, and there you go. So let's rest, and hopefully, oh no, we got a battle upon us, it seems. Oh, that's not a problem. These guys don't deal much criticals. They don't have any stress inducing abilities. And we're off to a great start already. We got a plus player criticals buff because of the light level. But of course, there's also the plus monster accuracy and damage buff because of the light level. Damage is not something that we really care for, that I really care for right now, because we are gonna exit the dungeon. We're not gonna fight anymore. Double critical. That's how you do a breakthrough. That's how you do a breakthrough. Unfortunately, you never do a breakthrough like that. You are weak.
We require only the strength to follow it.
The alien one's really much more powerful when the game first came out, but I think they
we reclaim what is ours.
Nerfed it. And that's gonna be it for this episode. As you can see, Vassal is already leveled up, and by next episode we're gonna have the other ones. I'm gonna level them up in my own time. Got Rabies right there for Pies, not really a problem, but I'm gonna put her in the asylum. But anyway, I'm Colonel RPG.
Horror beneath the manor. A crawling chaos that must be destroyed.
As I was saying, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Darkest Dungeon. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye!